Are you surrounded by UFOs? No, not those UFOs. I'm talking these UFOs. The unfinished objects, the bane of every quilter and crafter's existence. If you're inundated with UFOs, stick with me. I've got a way out. Hi, I'm Amy and I make things. And in today's video, I'm making myself and you a challenge. Hang around, let's see how it goes. Most of us have at least a few UFOs, unfinished objects, hanging around. Maybe they're projects we've abandoned because we got bored, or we ran into a problem, or we have to rip out a seam and we didn't want to do it. For whatever reason, it got shoved to the side and we moved on to the next shiny thing. But those projects, for most people, those projects, they hang in the back of your mind. They're there. You always know they're there and they weigh on you. Well, at least they do for me. Maybe they don't for you. And if they don't, that's great. I'm happy for you. Quilt on. But they bug me. At least the ones I've got right now bug me. They've been on the docket way too long. So I'm issuing myself a challenge. And I'd love for you to join me. It's the UFO Showdown. Right now, I have 8 quilts that need to be finished. Most are ready to quilt, but there are a couple that are still in assembly stage. I have a shower curtain that I sewed wrong. It's 2 hems, but somehow, anyway, I have to resolve that and get that finished. It's been on the list and in the pile for a long time. And I have 4 scrap processing tasks that I want finished and off my books, off my to-do list by the end of 2023. I do not want to carry these things forward into 2024 if I can at all help it. And I think with your help and your encouragement, just like we did for the kids' quilts, I think I can do it. I can get these things off my list and still continue to work on new projects that I'm excited about and new ideas that just keep bubbling up. I think I can do it all if I have some encouragement and a plan. So I do. I have a plan. I have a notebook. And I have a list. I have my list with notes. Like I said, I have 8 quilts. One of them's already at the quilter and it should be back. It's at Missouri Star and it should be back, and all I will need to do is trim and bind it. Now it's behemoth, so trimming and binding it's going to be quite a task, but it's also a project I've been working on for 12 years, so I'm up to the task. I want that sucker finished. I want it on my bed and I want it off my mind. You can see in my background I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quilts ready to be quilted. Those are the ones that are folded there. And the one in the box needs to be laid out, assembled, and then backing and quilting. It's got quite a ways to go. And then I have one more that has, it's a leader ender project. And it's a leader ender project that's been around for a while. Just basic 2-inch squares sewn into 4 patches, light and dark. It's not planned scrappy. It's not, unified. It's what I lovingly refer to as scrap vomit. It's just every fabric, every style, every genre, so much Mary Englebright. It's 2-inch squares, and this one's going to be a stretch. The scrap projects, you guys, you saw my scrap bins. You know how I feel about them, and they're a little out of control for my personal taste. So I'm going to spend 15 minutes a day, just 15 minutes a day, set my trusty little timer, and process scraps for 15 minutes a day at least. If I go a little longer, that's great. If I go a lot longer, even better. But I'm going to hold myself to that 15 minutes a day, every day, to do this task and move it forward and see how those little bits of time add up and how much progress I can make. I'll show an update picture of the befores and afters every week so we can see time-lapse style how that's going. I hope it'll be fun for you. I know it will be fun for me to visualize it in that way. The other two scrap projects I've got are turning all of my little bits, these little guys. I told you in my scrap video that I set these aside to process into 1.5 inch squares. Well, I have a whole tray of them and I want my 1.5. I have a whole tray of the, oh. Well, I was going to show you the box of 1.5 inch squares that I've got here after I process them, but it's balancing a light. So I can't show it to you. That was not well thought out on my part. But we will press on. Speaking of pressing on, my friend who gave me the navy and white half square triangle cutoffs made a red quilt. So now I have a whole bag of red and white half square triangles to sew and press and trim. And I want those completed by the end of the year. They will go into my box that's right down here of 1.5 inch squares. It's a lot. I know it's a lot. You know by now that I like a challenge and I work really well when I have an accountability partner. And that's what you guys are. You guys are so encouraging and I appreciate it so much. So I'm going to count on you to hold me to this UFO Showdown. I would also love for you to join me. You can tell me in the comments how many UFOs you have, but no shame. There's no need to disclose how many UFOs you have. This is a guilt-free zone. So just tell me what you're going to work on. And Donna, I told you it wouldn't be a squirrel. This is not a new project. This is continuing to work on projects that are already started. So see, I'm helping. That's my friend Donna over at Handmade by Ying with Donna. And go watch her videos. She's got a granddaughter in crisis right now. Go check out her channel and give her your support. She's going through the gigs right now and can use all the community support we can give her. So my list. I have 8 quilts in various stages and I will list them down below and what needs to be completed on them. That's how I'm going to post it on my whiteboards over here that I work from. And I would love for you to comment and post what you will be working on if you're going to be joining me in the UFO Showdown. So whether you're the person who works on one thing from start to finish and has no need for a personal UFO Showdown, or if you're surrounded by UFOs and it doesn't bother you but you want to join in and have fun and play along, I hope that you will enjoy watching the videos and encouraging everyone in the community as we move forward and try to clear the decks for 2024. Guys, I don't know about you, but I've got a lot of ideas and I really would like to start with a clean slate. Going forward for the rest of the year, updates on the UFO Showdown will be part of the weekend update and I'll let you know how it's going and hopefully I won't push it down to the wire. Oh, by the way, the hand quilting project on the Quiltcon Entry, I'm 2 blocks away. 2 blocks away from finishing and being able to bind it and take pictures. And boy, that one's down to the wire. I have to take photos and enter that tomorrow. It's been a crazy busy ride this month, but I'm gonna get it done. And it's because of you guys. Thank you guys so much for all the encouragement on the hand quilting and all the other projects. It's made all the difference. Let me know down below in the comments if you're joining me in the UFO Showdown and what you'll be working on. If you feel brave, confess how many UFOs you have. I'd love to know just because I'm curious about how people work. It is a guilt and judgment-free zone. There is no shame in having as many UFOs as you are comfortable with. If you're one of those people who doesn't have UFOs, fantastic. Perhaps you have scraps that need to be processed or a sewing room that needs to be reorganized. You can join in and play along in a different way. So let's challenge ourselves and let's rise to the challenge and let's get these projects cleared. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for watching. While you're commenting down below, click all the little buttons like, subscribe, share, and don't forget that you make the world more beautiful just by being in it. I'm Amy, and I'll see you next time. Editing Amy here. Here's the box of 1.5 inch squares. I'm looking at my box, and I'm looking at my to-do tray, and we're gonna need a bigger boat.